Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today we have some Republic on Rebel action with myself versus Wes. Once again back on TTS, as we said, not able to get into the store at the moment, but luckily everyone still kind of remembers how to play on TTS, so gives us a chance to actually play some games and get some content out there for you. So let's have a quick look at the list that we have for us today. So Wes, as I said, is running a Republic list. It is full of Y-Wings, so that's quite scary. We've got Anakin Skywalker with Dorsal Turret, Proton Torpedoes, Veteran Turret Gunner and Seismic Charges. Oddball with Marksmanship, Ion Cannon Turret, Ion Torpedoes, Veteran Turret Gunner, R4P17 and the Munitions Failsafe. Matchstick with Dorsal Turret, R4 Astromech and Thermal Detonators. Broadside with Trick Shot, Dorsal Turret and the Ion Bombs, and Padmé Amidala in the Naboo Starfighter with Marksmanship, Proton Torpedoes and the R3 Astromech. On the other side, I am running some Rebels. I managed to get the K-Wings back out. Love to have them back on the board properly, but you know what, having them on TTS is just as much fun. We've got Miranda Doni with Cluster Missiles, Veteran Turret Gunner, Lando Calrissian Crew, Bomblet Generator and the Advanced Slam. We've got a Sigi with Barrage Rockets, Agile Gunner, Perceptive Co-Pilot and Munitions Failsafe. Two Y-Wings with Dutch Vander leading the charge with Expert Handling, Dorsal Turret, R4 Astromech, Seismic Charges and Delayed Fuses. Pops Crail also in the Y-Wing with Expert Handling, Dorsal Turret, Plasma Torpedoes, R3 Astromech and Delayed Fuses. And rounding off the list, I mean, is it a Rebel list if you don't spend those last 2 points on Sabine Wren with Beskar Reinforced Plating? That is a great little ship and can do some serious work when used properly. This mission is Salvage mission this time, so that actually works out not too bad for the list that we have on the board, because not many of these ships like to reposition, so Salvage actually works quite well here. Obviously, once you pick up a crate, you cannot then do a barrel roll, boost, slam or cloak, so could hamper the K-Wings slightly, but we will just have to see. There's a very bulky list on both sides there, with the obviously skinniest lists on there being the TIE Fighter and the N1, so a lot of hull and shields to chew through on both sides, but again, not many green dice between them. The Republic Y-Wings obviously going to have the advantage with their plated hull, so they can basically ignore one crit each time they're shot at and they suffer crits until they are actually critically damaged, so that's going to be quite handy for them. A really nice way of differentiating them from other Y-Wings that are out there. I do like that with them. But it's going to be interesting to see whether capturing the objectives is going to be the play or whether it's going to be more actually just trying to chew through the ships themselves. Bit of a cagey start there from the Republic, not moving up too quickly. They are going to be quite scary though when they get into the action. Like I said, those Y-Wings, they've got a lot of hull to chew through, and there's a lot of munitions, bombs on there, so they're gonna, if they get right in the mix, they can cause a lot of damage, and especially Anakin Skywalker with 3 Force on there as well and Proton Torpedoes, that could be quite deadly, and that could do some serious damage on any of the ships on my side, so I'm going to be wary of that. But I've got a few bombs on my side just to keep things interesting as well, so there's a fair few seismic charges, so we might see some of those obstacles disappear, which would be quite handy for these ships. They do like to have as much space as possible to maneuver into. Now we saw obviously Asigi in the last game, and obviously he has a really nice ability to be able to share his focus tokens around if you're in that range 0 to 2 bubble, and with Perceptive Co-Pilot that is just a really good combination there, just helping to assist his wingmates, trying to make their shots as efficient as possible. So it'll be interesting to see if we're able to get that into play as well. Couple that up with Dutch Vander and his target locking ability, so when he gets a target lock, another friendly ship at range 1 to 3 may also acquire a lock on that ship as well. So if they can stay close together, you could be seeing some good sharing of focuses and target locks. And as well with Pops, his ability, after you fully execute a white maneuver, you may choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1. If you do, it may perform a focus action. So that's going to be quite handy as well. Maybe if he gets close enough to Asigi to trigger the Perceptive Co-Pilot, then he gets to take another action after. Could be quite fun there. And looks like Wes has got the initiative again this round. That should hopefully be quite helpful for me. Get them a bit closer, maybe so I can get those target locks in. It looks like we are going to get some objective capturing early, so there is Broadside picking up the first objective. Now the plated hull on the Y-Wings is actually going to be really helpful as well to stop dropping the objectives. Obviously, as I said, the ability while you defend, if you're not critically damaged, change one crit result to a hit result. That will occur before essentially you would suffer that crit, even if it's on the shield, so you don't technically suffer a crit, so you wouldn't actually have to drop the salvage there. So it allows you to hold on to those objectives a little bit longer. So these Y-Wings, more reason to enjoy salvage as opposed to other ships. And checking Pops there to see if he is still a range 0 to 1 of either Dutch or Asigi, but he was just out there, so no chance to give some action economy around there. 0 to 1 is quite a small bubble to fit that into, but when it works, it is quite handy. Now I know the K-Wings obviously have slam, which can make them quite fast, but if they do that, then it does mean they're not going to be able to shoot because they'll be disarmed, and unlike the Alpha class in the last game, they don't have the ability to still perform special weapon shots without, whilst they've got that disarm token on them, which is possibly a downside of them. And you know what, I would love to see maybe that being addressed as a config card when the X-Wing Alliance get around to it, if they are going to look at adding config cards themselves, or if they're just going to be looking at the points. Either way, show the K-Wings some love, guys. I absolutely love having them on the board, and it'll be great to see more of them in the game. I also might be a little bit biased. I do have 3 of them as well, so it would be cool to get them back on the table. So generics, please. Generics could get a bit of love. And there's Miranda grabbing an objective as well. As it stands, it doesn't look like there's going to be many shots this round, but we do still have Opal and Anakin to move, and Anakin could get himself into a really nice position to cause Sabine some issues. as well as Oddballs just moved up quite aggressively there as well. Obviously Sabine only 2 points, but still can be a real thorn in the opponent's side, so definitely worth seeing if you can get rid of Sabine sooner rather than later there. Ooh, looks like trying to grab the objective, but a little bit too far away there. So that is a failed action, obviously not able to do anything off the back of that. So let's see how aggressive Anakin decides to come in then. Ooh, still quite steady. Maybe anticipating Sabine going straight down there, so not wanting to get right in there, but if he's got good range, that's good proton torpedo distance. Now this is Wes's first time back on TTS for quite a while. A lot of us hadn't really touched TTS since lockdown, as we were able to get into the store to play, so having to help him, remind him how to obviously like the short keys and everything, which as we know they're not always the easiest to remember. There's a lot of different short keys and sometimes it's can be tricky to remember them. But looks like we do have a target lock on Sabine, and Proton Torpedo is being lined up, so this could be scary. But I've got plenty of evade dice there, so you never know, I should be okay. But Wes does obviously have target lock and the Force with Anakin, which is gonna not be needed at all. So Sabine definitely taking a crit there. 3 hits and a crit off that shot. I mean, that is, you're spending a lot of points for Proton Torpedoes and you really want it to work well, and that is pretty good. So 2 hits, 2 crits, and that's 1 evade, no focuses. That's going to be a very, very dead Sabine very, very early. Very unfortunate. Not what you want to see early doors. It is obviously only 2 points for Sabine, so it's not too bad, but yeah, and unfortunately Beskar plating doesn't come into effect because I am not within, well, Anakin's not within my forward arc, so I can't spend any charges to discard it, which is a shame. Well, the reason I had no focus is because I grabbed an objective. I'm quite anticipating being taken out so quickly. But we'll see if there are any other shots left around. I don't think anything else is... Oh, okay. Oddball does sneak a range 3 on to Miranda. Unobstructed shot as well. But it's just a 2v2, so it's all right for the K-Wing. The K-Wing's okay with that. long as there's no crits going through, so I can keep hold of that. Yep, that's exactly what I like. Blank out. After that Proton Torpedo shot, you kind of hope that he's not going to just absolutely decimate my entire list in the first round. More than he already has with taking out the Sabine. Okay, no shots there. My wings will be out. Matchstick is just out. And that should mean that Asigi is out, so only 2 shots this round, but that does give the advantage to Wes there. So he has 1 objective and I currently have 2, so Pops has an objective, as does Miranda. So it's 3 points to 2 going into turn 3 in favour of Wes. And no devices dropped this round. Just having to really carefully check to see if Pops actually does quite manage to catch Dutch there. It's very, very close, but looks like Dutch might be just out, so he's not going to get, I don't think he's going to get his free focus there, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, that range 1 bubble is not a lot smaller than you think. Or as I find every time I'm trying to use anything that's in a range 1 bubble, it's a lot smaller. I think my opponent's doing it, it's always range 1. They always get it. Sugi having to dive out of the way a little bit there. He was a little bit trapped by Miranda's move there. Didn't have a huge amount of space to move through without going over any obstacles. But he's in a really good position to provide those focuses for the rest of the squadron. So just taking his support role there. I'm not sure. I don't think Dutch is going to quite have range for target lock, which is a shame. The Y-Wing's in a really... The Republic Y-Wing's in a really good position there just to minimise that risk. And Miranda with a couple of targets there. Deciding that oddball is the bigger target. Ion cannon, ion torpedoes, veteran turret gunner, yeah, he's got a lot of efficiency there. Definitely worth taking him out early doors. Otherwise he'll end up slowing down my list quite drastically. Ion weapons are going to do really well against low agility ships. I do have veteran turret gunner on Miranda, so she can spread that hurt around both sides. Going straight down the middle between those is going to be quite beneficial, and the arc on the K-Wings is left to right. See where they've got munitions for the front, so cluster missiles and barrage rockets. Having it to the side actually works quite well, gives you more of an open arc to be able to attack in a wider plane. does mean that you're obviously going to have to make sure that you're going to get that target lock in the right place. That's a bump from Matchstick. Yeah, it means you're going to have to obviously, if you want to shoot at the front, you've got to pick that target lock just right, set for a Seegi who's got barrage rockets, so our focus is going to be absolutely fine there. The question will be, does Oddball keep going straight forward or does he turn in? And how aggressive will Anakin go? Will he try and get a lock in on one of the other ships and get the other Proton Torpedo off early? Oh, quite aggressive there from Oddball. Debating whether he's going to take the objective there to score some more points. I'm trying to see where his turret is. Because it looks like his turret is pointing back towards his board edge, so pointing to the right of the ship, so he won't be able to get veteran turret gunner off. But he is taking the objective, so relying on that plated hull to keep him fine there and hopefully score some more points at the end of the round. So we have 2 objectives captured by each side, 3 objectives captured by Wes now, so he's really looking to take and hold those objectives and help build up those points quite quickly. Right, so Anakin first, he's got a range 3 shot on pops. So we're going to be relying on the force. And just checking the range there for the Seegi. So looks like it's within that range 2 bubble, so has an additional focus if he doesn't want to spend his own. Now does Wes want to go aggressive and spend both force on this? Of course he does. It's Wes. He likes to play aggressively, so 2 hits coming through. No, not 8. Click 3. Yeah, 2 hits there, so that's 2 shields down on pops. That is unfortunate. All those focuses to use, and no chance. And let's see, that looks like it's a range 1 from Oddball into Miranda there. Could be alright. Just the one. Anakin is definitely the knife in this list because he's doing well. The green dice are really not working for me at the moment. I think I've blocked 1 hit, like, so far. But it's only 1 shield on Miranda, so that's not too bad. Now she does get to have a shot, unfortunately a little bit close Although it could, because this is the forward arc would be at range 2, could do a cluster missile, but not really much point in that because there's no other ship within the 0 to 2 bubble of Miranda in arc and the range 0 to 1 of Oddball, so could just do a range 1, same amount of dice, 3 dice, with a target lock and a seize focus there if required. Now, Oddball does have an objective, so the objectives are on Anakin, Oddball and Broadside, so 2 crits, not great, so I'm going to spend the focus on 1, leaving the target lock it would appear, but that is 2 hit streaks, so 2 shields down on Oddball. And have a look at the other attack. Yeah, going into Padmé, yeah. Obviously, so Padmé's ability as well, while she's got a ship in the forward arc, can only modify 1 focus result. Ooh, focuses with no focus tokens. That is going to be a shield on Padmé. Not a bad bit of shooting there from Miranda. Ooh, good shot from Pops there. Into Oddball. Obviously, with the plated hole, going to turn that down to a regular hit. Now, did miss something slightly there with Miranda. Obviously, as I said, with Padmé's ability, while an enemy ship in your forward arc defends or performs an attack, that ship can only modify 1 focus result. Other results can still be modified, so I could have used my target lock on that blank there. But the worry is, obviously, if I rolled a focus, would have just been gone, so it wouldn't have really done much help there. Keep rolling like that, Wes. I'm happy with that. Blank and a focus with nothing to modify there from Padmé, especially when you had Marksmanship onto a Sigi. But it looks like Matchstick will go in to Miranda there. Cool, 2 hits. Just the 1 shield. Green dice doing all right for Miranda at the moment. I'm quite happy about that. Now, we have heard that it's not long now until we get the points from the X-Wing Alliance for the community generated points, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to come up with there. Obviously, I think everyone's understanding is that there's not going to be any longer of a standard and extended. It's all going to be fair play, all going to be fair game. But I'm curious, in the comments, let us know what kind of things you're hoping to see or you would like to see with the new points. Are there any specific ships that you'd like to see get a little bit of love? Any ships you want to see maybe nerfed a little bit because you think they're a bit too powerful at the current points? Do you anticipate loadout changes? Maybe generics get a bit more love? How wide why do you reckon these points changes are going to be? Do you reckon it's going to be a complete overhaul or just general tweaking here and there? For us, we're hoping that the generics do get a little bit of love, a little bit more loadout so they can be a bit more viable, because again, I'd love to run triple K-Wings and triple Phantoms, but there's not really a huge point in running those generics at the moment. And also Phantoms. I'd like to see Whisper and Echo get a little bit more loadout. They feel the loadout they've got at the moment feels very restrictive. You can't really... It's very difficult to use the entire loadout and actually make them viable. You're either just sticking Duke on there and not much else, or you're having to really play with some mechanics that kind of don't feel right for the Phantom. So it'd be nice to see a little bit of love there. Or do they go back to the old 200 points? Get rid of loadouts? I don't know. How crazy is the X-Wing Alliance going to be with it? And some more damage going in there. So, not a bad round for Wes, getting 3 objectives, doubling his score to 6. Keeping in there though with 4. Oddball has taken a lot of damage there, so he is down to 3 hull. So, fingers crossed he stays within the arcs that I want, and I can hopefully take him down. That will be a big bonus for me there, as he has an objective. So, taking Oddball down, essentially a 5-point swing there, so that'd be quite nice. But Anakin is about to join the fray, and that is going to be quite dangerous. Oh, and we do have some bombs being dropped. So there is a bomblet generator from Miranda, hoping to catch either Padmé or Broadside, or even Oddball if he decides to turn that way. Potentially telegraphing, hopefully, that I haven't flown this terribly and that Pops and Dutch aren't going to turn into a bomblet generator. It's not... Looking at my previous record, it's not beyond the bounds of possibility. I have done silly things like that in the past, so we'll just have to wait and see. But doesn't look like we're going to get any device drops from Wes at this point, but I think if Oddball had Seismic Charges, that would be quite an interesting space to drop them, but with Anakin coming in, it can be quite dangerous. Another bump there, Broadside bumping into Padmé. I think they polarised Padmé's hull too much. All the other ships seem to be magnetised to her for some reason. And I see you continuing just to move up the board there. And slamming around to get some more position. Again, with the K-Wings not having a K-turn or a sloop on there, really difficult to turn around. Obviously, having the bow tie arc does allow it to have a bit more viability there, but the only way to sort of, air quotes, quickly turn them around is to do a 2 or 3 hard slam to try and get around as quick as possible, but that's not the best way of turning around, and can leave you out of position quite quickly, especially being disarmed. If Anakin is in a really nice spot, Asigi can't take advantage to get that shot off. Oh, interesting. Will Padmé get caught by that bomblet generator? Judging by checking for the target lock there, I don't think she's going to get caught by it. It looked like it was just out of range one of her arc, which should mean she's out of range one the other way. Where is she? The target lock's going on pops, so that's quite likely going to be a proton torpedo shot there, I reckon. Again, not a bad choice. Only 6 hull left, does have an objective, so if you can strip that objective off, as we know, that's going to be really solid, reducing the potential points that I can earn this round from objectives. And when you've got 3 objectives on your side and your opponent's only getting 1, that's really solid. That's really powerful. I think that Matchstick and Broadside, their turret arcs are pointing to ship left, so pretty much wherever Miranda goes, unless she slams away really hard, but she's got an objective so she can't, she is going to get caught by those arcs. And there is the R4 aspect trigger from Dutch onto Anakin and Oddball, and looking to assign one from Pops into Oddball. And that's a Lando roll, so using the wrong colour dice though for Lando. Should have been the green dice to roll to see what actions or what tokens I'm going to get with Lando. I don't use Lando very often, so... And it is going to be 2 focuses, so a budget Perceptive co-pilot on there for Miranda, and she is in a nice position to potentially block Oddball. Obviously, C is that far away that I would need to rely on my own focuses for modifications rather than hoping to be at range 0 to 2, because there is no way a C is at range 0 to 2 of much. Ooh. Going right in front there. Might have to be a cluster missile shot into the back of Oddball there. Taking that opportunity whilst I have it. Obviously, the arc on Miranda is left to right, so pretty sure the oddball is just out of that forward left-hand arc. So it looks like the turret has been rotated, so maybe you're going to try an ion cannon Miranda. Gets ion, that breaks the lock as well, so that would be really good play. And Anakin moving in. Both Y-Wings turrets unfortunately are pointing down the board, so not going to be using the turret there. And I think Anakin is out of Pops' forward arc as well. Where is Anakin putting that? Is it? What range has he got for Pops? Because that would be quite good for the Proton Torps, but ooh. Bomblet generator does clip Padmé. So roll 2 attack dice and suffer a damage for each hit and crit result. So 1 damage on Padmé. So shield's down. I honestly didn't think that was going to hit her there. Oh, no, absolutely fine to use Proton Torpedoes there on to Pops, so probably going to be dropping an objective there. Again, target lock and the Force, such a great combination. Will he need it this time though? Ooh, possibly. So he's got 2 Force left at the moment. Oh, 3 Force, sorry, he's back up to 3 Force. Got to flip it over last round. So, spend the target lock, I suppose, roll 1, and then save the Force for the other 2. Use the Force on the other 2, makes sense to me. Yep. Pretty good. That's going to be a lot of damage. Yes, a lot of damage going into Pops there. So that is 3 hits and a crit. So that's going to be the objective dropped. And what is the crit? It looks like a direct hit there, grabbing another card, so yeah, that puts Pops down to 1. Perfect position for Padmé to finish him off. And there is that objective dropped, as I said, so that is 1 less victory point that I'll be able to score this round, so looking at it at the moment, the round will end 9-5 if Pops doesn't go down and I don't manage to get a crit onto any of those crate carriers, but obviously that's still only the first shot of the round. There's still plenty more to go, including an ion cannon turret from Oddball there. Oh, spend the focus. So taking 1 damage but not being ionized, so keeping hold of that tiger lock, that is actually really important there. That is a very important result there. If there was 1 more damage going through, that target lock would have been gone, which would have made shooting at Oddball impossible for Miranda. So just reconfirm myself that Asigi is disarmed, so can't shoot. Now, range 1 into Miranda, or range 3 obstructed with a proton torpedo and a target lock into Asigi. I think it makes sense. Asigi's on 1 health, so that's 4 points that Wes can score there. Looks like, yeah, we are. Yeah, the token's been flipped. Got 2 green dice there against 4. Padmé has not been shooting very well this game, so fingers crossed for a blank out there. That's not a blank out. That's triple crits, and that's Pop's dead. No way you could evade that with only 2 dice. So that is 4 points for Wes there. Didn't even need to bother spending the target lock or using Marksmanship. Proton Torpedoes are great. But that's big. That is big. That's another gun off the board. And with Padmé being initiative 4, that means that's an initiative kill as well. So I'm not sure if Potts actually had a shot at anything, but still. Okay, so here we go. Cluster missile into Oddball. I have the target lock. I still have a focus. I can only change 1 focus though because of Padmé. So what we want is all hits and a blank out from Oddball. Please. And thank you. That would be nice. Spending the target lock. Yep, there we go. Spending the target lock. So that crit will obviously get turned down to a hit because of the plated hole. But if I get another crit here, oh, Oddball is going to survive this round. Just 1 hit. So I've got range 1, unobstructed on Padmé. She has no tokens. Range, yeah, there we go. Go for Padmé. See, there were 3 shots, no tokens. I have a focus I can use to change 1. I think I was debating dropping 1 to gain a shield, but I think aggression is better here. Kind of wish I'd dropped 1 to take an extra shield now. It's a very... Oh, I'll get it through though. Another damage on Padmé. Ooh, redemption. We have a range 3 shot from Dutch. Range 3 obstructed. Or yeah, range 3 obstructed into oddball. So it's 2v3. Got the target lock. Just need one to go through, please. Right. Just the... Oh. That darn Y-wing. Right. Now, what can Matchstick and Broadside do to finish the round off? Matchstick actually should have shot before Miranda there. We did miss that, but... range obstructing Dorsal Turret into Miranda. Fortunately, that didn't actually affect the game state, so 2 evades, 2 hits, absolutely fine, made no difference there. Always try to remember what ships are shooting in what order, but I think we only skipped... Wait, actually, Matchstick should have shot before Miranda and Dutch, so... But now we've got Broadside, Dorsal Turret with the trick shot. And... no dice. No focus, no target lock. So that round ending 13-5 in Wes's favour. So he's looking pretty good right now at this point going into turn 5. But whilst we're waiting for those darts to go down, guys, just want to remind you, if you do like what we're doing here at Out of Arc Gaming, you can support us on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Just like our latest Patreon subscriber, Iron Drew. So thank you very much for supporting us on Patreon. We do really appreciate it. It gives you access to our Discord, and you get to see a little bit about what we've got coming up as well when we post up on the Discord as well. So the link for that is in the description below. So one objective on the board to be claimed. One objective which is on Miranda, I believe, and 3 objectives that Wes has with Oddball, Anakin, and Broadside, I believe, having the final objective. Looks like we are going to get some munitions drops here from Wes. So Seismic Charge from Anakin. A little bit speculative as to whether he'll catch Dutch, but it's a possibility if Dutch goes. Crick is in a bit of an awkward position where that obstacle is. He can't. It's going to be difficult for him to turn in. Maybe a 3 bank might be fine, or he might have to do a 1 forward then turn next turn. Bomblet generator again from Miranda to see if she can catch Padmé, Matchstick, and Broadside again. Again, with the positioning of that obstacle, it's possible. Basigi looking like he's hoping to catch Anakin. Looking at Wes's list and obviously what he's got, there's a lot of health to chew through still with just over 6 minutes to go. And I'm looking at the ships he's got, and one thing I'm looking at is Anakin and how it's always... He's such a scary ship to come up against. All that force, all that health. Yes, he's only got 1 of 8, but is Anakin a ship that you just ignore? Okay, K-Tail from Dutch, he's now definitely going to get hit by that seismic charge, and a bump there from Miranda, trying to do the too hard, but not actually clearing oddball. That's unfortunate. That is definitely going to be taking some damage from the bomblet generator there. That is unfortunate there for Miranda. If Wes can get this right, he can sweep the board. Miranda's got 5 health left, and that's not too difficult to take out when you've only got 1 evade. Padmé going very aggressive there. I'm anticipating looking at the time and just going, well, there's not long left, so may as well just go aggressive and see what shots I can get. But here comes the barrel roll. Still, Miranda is going to, Padmé is going to get caught by that bomblet generator, and if Dutch is still there, he could finish Padmé off, which would give me a bit more of a respectable score there. If I can keep hold of the one objective I have and hit Miranda, I can get double points. And that's also something you see every day, a Y-Wing doing a barrel roll. But definitely looking to avoid the bomblet generator there with Matchstick. Might have put himself too far away for a dorsal turret shot onto Miranda though. Alright, let's see what we have from Oddball and Anakin. And it looks like we're going to have a 4K from Oddball. which Oddball is going to love because he's got Miranda in bullseye. So despite taking only one stress, where it's not three, despite taking the stress for that, he still does get to acquire a lock on Miranda. As to whether he decides to use ion torpedoes, get more dice in, but I think generally I would say that you'd be better off. Oh, it's a tough one. She's got 5 health left. I mean, Wes has definitely won this regardless. It's going to be... I don't think I can somehow pull 9 points out of the bag here. You're looking at maximum of 4 points for Oddball, possible 4 points. Well, actually... no, because it would require, obviously, stripping off the objectives from the ships as well. So... it's possible, but it's unlikely. But if Wes can somehow take Miranda out, that could be big. But there is the seismic charge going off, taking out that obstacle and removing a shield from Dutch. Bomblet generator hitting Miranda and Padmé. So this could, let's see. Padmé survives on 1. Sorry, that was Miranda taking 1 there. Padmé also survives on 1. So, not out of the realms here. Good few points up for grabs at the moment for both players. Miranda obviously is a lot closer to going down. Got Broadside and Oddball who could finish off there. Miranda does have a shot back into Oddball with that side arc, and I think possibly just a cheeky shot into Anakin as well. But Anakin is going to be going into a Sigi. Gonna have to spend that force. And I see he getting to use his own focus there. Dorsal turret into Dutch. That's much better there for Anakin. So shield down, another hit. Right, let's see what Oddball can do. He's got the range 3. I still don't think ion torpedo is the right option. I think just go with a regular shot. You've got marksmanship. Ion turret, you only get 1 through with the ion turrets. I think clock over, definitely worth doing it this way. Got the target lock, to spend that. Only the 1. Is a bit unfortunate there for Wes. taking the damage, saving the focus for attack. So Miranda is down to 3 now. So that is in range for Broadside with the Dorsal Turret to do that, but first is first, we are going to have range 2 into Oddball. This is where we save the focus for. As you expect, only the one, so Oddball will Oddball doesn't take any damage at all. And crazy little pot shot onto Anakin, range 3, obstructed. Anakin has 1 force and I have nothing to modify. And that's where I get the 2 hits. Disrespectfully spend the force? Yeah, spend the force. Keep Anakin fully healthy, laughing his way through the game. Definitely got to do the range 2 through the rock into Padmé. She's only got 1 health left. See if we can actually take a ship off the board. Make it at least somewhat respectable. Two hits. This could do it. Not with all of those evades. Well, we've still got a few more shots to go, so we'll see exactly how this ends up. Does Miranda survive this? Does Asigi have range on to Padmé? I don't think he does. Oh, he might actually. It looks like... Yes, so Padmé's got range onto Asigi. So, we will have one more shot at Padmé. Again, it's another range 3 obstructed, so it'll be 2v4. But at the moment, Padmé into Asigi, 2v3. One hit, Marksmanship that up to a crit. We've got the evade, so it doesn't matter. Nothing from Matchstick. Asigi, range 3, through a rock. 2v4, I have a focus. Can I get one ship off the board? Two hits, good start. And that's Padmé down. You know what? It may not have gone where I needed it to in other places, but I got one ship off the board. I will take that. That's good. Plus, with the objective I still hold, that actually does give me double digit points, so that's not bad. But let's see. It is 3v2 Dorsal Turret trick shot at range 2 into Miranda. And Miranda does have 3 health. The overlay hasn't been updated, but yeah, Miranda has 3 health. And no focus tokens for either of these ships. Miranda does. I'm just checking Broadside's card. I'm probably missing something there, to be honest. Oh, doesn't matter. All of the evades. So, with that, it is going to end 16 points to 10 in Wes's favour. The objectives really came in strong there for Wes. Obviously, he took a fair amount of points out of me in ships, but he scored big on the objectives when he needed to, which really played into his hand there. So well done to Wes. That plated hull also came in really handy, but it was a really good fun game playing with Wes on TTS. It was nice to get those K-Wings back on the board, but Republic Y-Wings can be very scary, guys. So if you're interested in something that's quite bulky and good for salvage, Republic Y-Wings are definitely something to look at. But that is another game, guys. Hopefully we'll have some more content up for you soon as well. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we will see you next time.